I want you to become way more confident as a speaker. But not only that, I have a second mission. I want you to be engaging. So I want the audiences that you interact with to be engaged. I want them to lean in. I want them to care about what it is you're passionate about, what it is that you're sharing. Literally a month yesterday, I stood on the biggest stage of my professional speaking career. Ooh, it was so exciting. And by exciting, I mean nerve-wracking and excitement all wrapped in one. I stood on the main stage at the Professional Speaking Association's National Spring Conference. What an honor. I've been part of the PSA for, at this point, about a year and a half, I believe. And it has been an accelerated learning development journey for me. As part of the Professional Speaking Association, the Northwest region, I just feel like the growth has been incredible and the lessons I've learned, but it's just a different feeling. And the main thing I shared was around flow state. How do we crack the code? How do we go from good to great? How do we go from great to excellence? How do we engage an audience? How do we make sure that they lean in, that they really want to hear what's happening? They're sitting on the edge of their seat. And for me, it has been a journey in figuring that out, and the incredible feedback that I've been receiving. Of course, I am a work in progress. I am nowhere near perfection. And in fact, we know that perfection is not something that we're really ever going to attain. Unless, of course, we're doing a maths exam, we're getting 100%, those ones where you can get those 10 out of 10 moments. But when it comes to something as subjective as speaking, is your audience engaged? Are they laughing? Are they asking questions afterwards? Are they leaning in? Are they falling asleep on the side? Are they rolling their eyes thinking, oh my goodness? Are they looking at the watch thinking, when is this going to end? What does this look like? So this takes me to the why behind this video. Why am I sharing this video? Not just to pat myself on the back, but I'm excited to share a new series of videos, content, that is going to inspire me to create. The why behind this series, Success Speaks, is to help you to become a more confident speaker, to help you realize your fullest potential. Because I know that behind, I think it's like death and financial struggle, public speaking is the third greatest fear amongst people, definitely in Western nations such as the United States or the United Kingdom, where I am based and am born and bred and from. So yeah, that's my why. I want you to become way more confident as a speaker. But not only that, I have a second mission. I want you to be engaging. So I want the audiences that you interact with to be engaged. I want them to lean in. I want them to care about what it is you're passionate about, what it is that you're sharing, so that whether that looks like the corporate setting, in business, in your professional sphere, or even if it's a personal endeavor, so that you can be more impactful and make a difference within your family, within your community, so that when you speak, people listen, because that to me is part of what it looks like for success when you're speaking. But not only that they listen, but that they move, they act. So when you speak with confidence, shoulders back, chin up, knowing that your audience is engaged, knowing that they're listening and moving. And third and finally, I'm finding a lot of people looking like carbon copies of each other. They feel, okay, what am I getting at? I want you to ultimately be an authentic expression of who you are. I want you to stand on the stage or deliver a presentation if you're seated to an audience online, whatever that looks like. I want you to be you. So that's my why behind Success Speaks, this Success Speaks series. That's hopefully your why as well, so that you can become more confident. You can engage the people that you are interacting with on a deeper, more impactful level. And so that you can do that authentically you, not mirroring your mentor, unless, that looks like that matches who you are, not mirroring your coaches or those people that you see on YouTube, but truly being you. That's where you really, truly stand in your power, I believe. Actually, let me just ask you a question before we move forward. That's what I think will be the benefit for you, but there's going to be real world examples of what this is going to look like. What is your motivation for listening to Success Speaks as a series? What is going to be your motivation for clicking the like button, clicking subscribe, and following this series, really listening, really engaging with it, and really applying the wisdom and the principles and the tools and the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you? What is your motivation? What is your why? What do you think you want to get out of this? What is the successful outcome for you as you develop as a speaker? What does that look like? Write it down. Share it with me in the comments. In fact, maybe if you have a specific ask or a specific need around speaking, how do I speak successfully? Throw that question in the comments. Drop me a message. The information will be there in the comments. So if you want to get in touch with me directly, or even better, just add a message, add your point in the comments to engage. That is going to be key for me curating this series of content. So that out of the way. This has been an introduction into Success Speaks. I've shared with you my breakthrough. I kind of compare it to my 6-meter moment. That breakthrough where I've stepped onto a stage where I honestly was filled with trepidation. And when I was asked by the president, Chantel Cornelius, of the Professional Speaking Association to deliver on the main stage, I honestly, with so much fear, said, absolutely yes, I am super excited to do this. And I just jumped at the chance, literally. It's just in my blood, I guess, being an athlete, being an Olympian. I want to dare greatly. I want to be in the arena. I want to do the hard things. And so I hope that my story inspires you to do the hard thing, which is, it seems, to do professional speaking, or to speak, to do the hard thing, to speak, to get a point across, to deliver the presentations, to ask for those promotions, to make an impact, to speak up with confidence, not just on behalf of yourself, but on behalf of your community, on behalf of people that you care about, or on behalf of causes that you are driven to make changes and an impact in that sector. I want you to speak successfully with confidence, to engage your audience, and to do that as an authentic expression of who you are. What that is going to look like over this series as a quick introduction and overview. For me, I believe there's like 5 key areas around successfully speaking. So I've broken it down into phases. Of course, we can look at it as a pyramid or a series of steps, whatever that looks like. But essentially, we have the first phase, which is preparation. Preparation is key. What does that look like? You're planning. How do we structure a talk that is engaging, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes? What does that look like? So I'm going to give you frameworks and models and tips around that. The second part is writing and editing. A lot of people maybe script what they're going to say, but how does that look if you have to prepare a 30-minute presentation, or deliver something for 40 minutes or an hour, or deliver a whole workshop? What does that look like? So I'm excited to dive into my processes that might help you with writing and editing. The third phase is practice. Purposeful practice. Practice not just in your head, oh yeah, I'm saying the words in my mind. I remember what it's going to look like. Not just looking at your presentation and thinking, okay, that slide goes next and that. No. In fact, at phase 3, have we got into the practice? Have we got into the presentation slides? Yeah, we've kind of dived into that a little bit in writing and editing. Purposeful practice is key. What does that look like? not just saying stuff in your head, not just looking at a presentation, flicking through the slides and saying, oh yeah, I'm a bit familiar with it, but really knowing the nitty gritty, knowing that if the presentation fails, which happened to me. I spoke in 2024 at the Cheshire Fire Service, their Elevate program, and I'm so glad that I arrived 30 minutes ahead of time because I needed it. And even with that time, we still couldn't get my presentation up and running. Really frustrating. But thankfully, because I'd had done so much purposeful practice, I knew how to get through the talk. I knew the structure. I knew what I was talking about without having the slides. Of course, I love visual aids. I'm speaking about my journey, so there's loads of photos. And so it was disappointing, but it wasn't the end of the world. And so how can you have such purposeful practice that you're still confident without your slides, that you're still confident and the audience is still engaged without certain crutches that you might have in place? And so even without a script, for example, what would that look like? And how excited would you be to be able to have such skills in your tool belt? Number 4, the fourth phase, the fourth rung of the ladder, the fourth part of the pyramid, whatever that looks like, is feedback and improvement. And there's various ways that we can get this. Even when it comes down as a tip, for example, I often record myself. I'll record myself just by audio, sometimes on video, and then just looking back and being okay with that as an athlete. Of course, feedback and improvement, it's bread and butter, isn't it? Purposeful practice, and just as a quick tip or a quick thought, when it comes to purposeful practice, I will never forget this phrase or this mantra that I really try to live by now. And I don't get anywhere near it, but I find it so compelling that it really anchors me to the importance of purposeful practice. The statement is, prepare 60 minutes, 1 hour for every 60 seconds or 1 minute of delivery. So prepare for 60 minutes for every 60 seconds of delivery. That means if you are delivering a 10-minute presentation, you need 10 hours worth of purposeful practice, or as close to as possible. I know it's not always feasible, but it really just grounds me in the importance of saying something out loud, of practicing time and again, and then moving to the next step of feedback and improvement and going back to practice. So we're getting too much into it, but I just want to share that those are the first 4 phases, and the final powerful phase, which you'll notice is only 20%, the top rung that everybody sees, is actually on stage. It's the speaking. How do we speak successfully? Well, of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, those first 4 phases. But that 5th stage, we're going to go into stagecraft, energy, tone, position on the stage, whatever that looks like, adding humor, all of these different things. And I'm so excited. But I'm also tired. I'm also looking at the time. I just want to end this quick introduction of what Success Speaks looks like with a quick tool. We know what the 5 phases are, but I want to introduce you to one key aspect of the planning phase. It's the ABCs, okay? Now you know what Success Speaks is. You know my heart's desire, my motivation behind producing this series of content. And hopefully you know your why. And you've liked, subscribed, you've commented, you've shared, and you're looking forward to the next pieces or the next videos in these series. But I realize maybe you don't really have a top tip to leave with. So I'm not going to leave you hanging. At the same time that I've published this first introductory video, I have also published a second video giving you a quick foundation on planning. So thank you so much for listening, and let me know what you think of this next video. Bye. Welcome to my channel. Okay, no, that's not how I want to start. How do I want to start this?